Another hugely successful year for BARC.
It's been a super busy year, really challenging, lots of headwinds and challenges to overcome, not least the economic climate of the country. But, everyone's worked super hard this year. We've also had some challenges with personnel changes. We've lost Pat as the circuit manager at Thruxton. Tracy's now stepped back as the circuit manager at Croft. And Mark Turner left as the sporting manager of the BARC. So it was a super busy year last year trying to make up for all sort of, 50 years of collective knowledge and make sure that the wheels didn't fall off, frankly.
We always, every year, talk about the economy, don't we, and how difficult it is to keep a circuit like Thruxton going, which is why you've diversified, why you had your fantastic summer festival. We'll come back to that in a second, but just overall, the racing is continuing to bring in the crowds at Thruxton, isn't it?
Yeah, Thruxton's we struggle because we've only got 12 days a year of racing activity. So from that point of view, 6 race meetings, you have to make the most of them. And that's what we've been trying to do in the last 5 years. We've always had touring cars, we've always had superbikes, we've always had trucks, and then some others to fill in with that. But we looked at what can we do around those events to make them attractive for people who don't necessarily follow every week of the truck racing or every week of the touring cars. And what I'm really pleased about is over those 5 years, sort of since COVID, we've created that real atmosphere it's a good place to come and watch. It's fun, it's enjoyable, you get a great view, there's some good action, but there's some stuff going on off the track as well. I would say so, but I'm really pleased with what we've done so far, and there's more to do.
And some good exciting racing, which keeps bringing the crowds back as well. And then, as I mentioned before, your summer event. And I think I spoke to you a month or so before that event, and you had your fingers crossed. You had everything crossed for good weather. Yeah. Whatever you did, whoever you sold your soul to, it worked, didn't it?
It was too hot. It was honestly, we'd spent 6 months doing a sort of a sun dance and really hoping and praying that it was going to be amazing weather, and then it was just too hot. It was unbelievably sweltery. So all of a sudden you start to worry about air conditioning units, you start to worry about water, about the crowd dehydrating, and we also had the fire hydrants were out because we had to soak the bales in water to make sure they didn't combust with somebody dropping some cigarette ash or something. So all of a sudden you're desperate for hot weather, and then it's just so baking hot, and the ground was really hard, and we were putting in flags and festoon lighting and stuff, and you're banging it with a massive mallet. It was exhausting, but it was brilliant. Yeah, it was great. It was a great result.
BARC, huge supporters, is why we're here this evening. A huge number of awards to be made, fantastic championships, winners with big smiles on their faces. It's the heart of the season, this bit, isn't it?
Well, we're a club. That's what we're meant to be, a club, and a club is meant to be a collection of like-minded people who want to do the same kind of thing and enjoy doing it together. We've got a bigger turnout of champions this year than we've ever had for this awards dinner. That's brilliant. I'm really pleased with that. We've got more than 210 people here in the Midlands to celebrate last year, and it's not just the drivers. We've got the marshals here, we've got some officials here, we've got members of the BARC Council here, we've got representatives from Pembrey and from Croft and from Goldstein and from Harewood and from Thruxton. This is a celebration of what it means to be part of the BARC group, and it's a lovely way to draw a year to a close. It feels a bit strange doing it at the beginning of February when we're all thinking about what's coming this year. But it's really important to step back and just have a look at what we did last year and pat ourselves on the back, congratulate everyone that needs congratulating, and gird ourselves ready to do it all over again.
Talking of doing it all over again, you've already alluded to the fact that you've been planning for this year. What can you tell me about what's going to be happening this year? I know there's some amazing plans for where the ATC tower is and the development of that.
Yeah, well, that's all sort of out of our control. That's with the landlord at Thruxton, who's built 5 new hangars and is going to build a brand new clubhouse on the entrance to Thruxton and a new traffic control tower. And it's an exciting time to be at Thruxton. It's going to look very unrecognisable in the next 3 to 5 years, I would say, and that's exciting for everybody. We've got lots of plans. People always say, "What's new for this year?" Well, we just want to do better than we did last year and carry on pushing the challenges. and making sure that we do our best. We've got new guy Dan Mayo in at Croft, so he's got some new ideas to bring to the table probably. We've got Simon Lambert, who's in as sporting director now of the BARC. He's got lots of new ideas that he's going to bring to the table for the racing side and how we as a BARC present ourselves. Thruxton will carry on to do what he's doing, and Pembrokeshire as well, primarily focusing on trucks, festival and rallycross. But we've got lots of plans of things that we're going to do, and hopefully they'll come to fruition.
I always love giving a plug to Pembrokeshire, because sometimes it gets forgotten, doesn't it? But the events they have down there and the enthusiasm that sort of emanates from that part of the country down in Wales is amazing.
I'd love to get more people down to Pembrokeshire. It's a long way to go if you start from Essex. It's not very far to go if you start from my house. But you know, it's a great venue, and what I love about Pembrokeshire is it's not got any houses around it, so we can pretty much do what we want to do down there. That's why it works so brilliantly for testing. And the message really I would like to give to everybody is about Pembrokeshire is it's there. You can use it. It's really good value. Get yourself down there for a day or two of testing, because it's a super test track.
Absolutely. And just finally, I think I probably ask you this every year. From the time when I first spoke to you down at Thruxton, you had some ideas about what you wanted to do, how you wanted to change things and introduce new things all the time. So a double-headed question, really. Are you still pushing yourself and achieving what you want to achieve? And are you still enjoying it?
Definitely still enjoying it. Look, I get paid to do this. I mean, this is an extraordinary privilege to be the guardian of a club that's 100 and, I'm doing the maths very quickly in my head, nearly 115 years old. And a club that's populated by a huge amount of volunteer workforce who do such an amazing job to make sure that we carry on doing what it is that we do. The privilege of being able to lead that is never lost on me, and I never wake up in the morning and think I don't want to go to work. I'm the luckiest person alive to have won the lottery of the work-life situation, and I'm grateful for that. But in terms of motivation, yeah, I wake up every day and want to do better than we did yesterday.
Fantastic. Good to see you still here, and have a good evening.
Thanks very much, Steve.
Well, Oliver, congratulations. It's the BARC Awards evening, and you've come to pick up your trophy, which I'm hoping was going to put a smile on your face.
Yeah, obviously, I'm still not over how we kind of overcome that weekend and how we managed to pull it off that weekend. But no, still feeling good about it.
Junior Saloon Car Championship is a hard-fought championship, isn't it? You had to work hard for that.
This year we've definitely had to work hard. I think me, Will and Josh, we've been pushing each other all year. So it's just been keeping consistent and just pushing and pushing and pushing.
You weren't winning all the time, but you just used a really important word, that's consistency. So as long as you're on the podium, as long as you're putting those points in the bag, that's when you end up where you are now.
Yeah, I think, we did try to aim and win, but at the same time we tried to just keep it consistently on the podium and consistently getting points. And I think this is the first year we've had a non-DNF year, so it's just about consistently getting those points in.
How do you think you've developed as a driver over the year?
I think definitely from the first year of when I started racing, I think we've definitely developed from the kind of racing aspect is not kind of getting overwhelmed by people behind you or people in front of you, and just kind of relaxing and taking your time with the race.
Having racecraft is one thing, but a lot of drivers say you win races in your head because you're mentally prepared for it. Did you feel you were better prepared this season?
I think definitely this year. I think we were definitely better mentally prepared for this year, because we did really, really well in testing, and we just thought we had the pace for this year.
I've heard the phrase dad and lad effort bandied around as well, because your dad's been a big support for you, hasn't he?
Yeah, Dad's been obviously a support ever since I started racing, and obviously, as we call him, he's like head of finance department, so he's a big
It means he pays for it.
Pretty much, he's a big support there. But yeah, so he's a massive supporter of mine.
Yeah. Next season, are you thinking about next season already?
We've thought about next season, and next season we've decided to go down the historic route. Okay. So we're racing in a Coupe with an FIA MGB, and then doing the new Nick Swift mini series in an FIA Mini.
Is there a bigger plan? Do you sit down at home around the kitchen table after having supper or something and say, right, what's the big plan? Do you want to be elsewhere? What's your ultimate ambition?
I think the ultimate ambition in motorsport is just to either get a free or a paid drive, whether that, I would hope that be in something like GTs.
And what's it like to put champion after your name?
It brings a smile to my face.
Somebody said to me that you weren't particularly smiley during the season when you're doing well. Was that because you're so in the zone?
I think I was just concentrated, and it's like, you win one race, but you can't just focus on that one race you win. You have to then focus on the whole season.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations. Enjoy your evening. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Rikki Cann, and I'm part of the Classic Touring Car Club. The area that we've won was the historic touring cars, classic touring cars, H1 category, which has been an amazing week. An amazing month of racing with them. We've done every round with them, and the car was very, very reliable. I'm pleased to say, because if it wasn't, we wouldn't be standing here today. From my point, if I can, a big thank you to all my staff that have worked on the car relentlessly, kept it going somehow. All my friends and family, my ever-suffering wife. But hopefully she'll have a nice evening tonight and it'll all be forgotten.
You forgot to say anybody else who knows me, which they always do on radio, don't they? Yeah. So, an incredibly competitive season as well. Just talk me through the highlights for you.
The highlights for me... Brands Hatch Grand Prix. We had the car loves to be able to stretch its legs, being a big car. We had a good fun there. We had a good fun at Donington. Then we went off to Pembury, which I really enjoyed. I know it's a long, long way, but it was a great track, great people, great fun. I did have a bit of a miss out there, which was my fault, but we won't go on about that.
It's not many drivers that admit an error. Well done.
Yeah, I got away with that one. The whole package is just amazing, because it's not just about the racing. That's the end of the day. It's the build-up. It's the camaraderie in the paddock, in the pits. Everybody wants to help each other. It's really, really good fun, and that's all down to the Classic Touring Car Club, really, because they just brought that together. Stuart, Sonia, Colin, and many more have really brought a good club together. And the camaraderie with all the clubs I belong to, I must say, this is the best I've ever seen.
There's always a huge focus on modern and new machinery, but there seems to be an increasing number of people who are made to smile at racetracks and are getting turned on to the historic racing. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, I think with the, dare I say, the new, more modern stuff, I mean, personally, I'm in a garage, I own a garage myself, and I don't recognise some of the modern stuff myself, and I should do. But the old cars, you know what they are. They remind you of younger times with mum and dad going on holiday, etc., etc. And I think that's the draw. Everybody remembers the old ones, should we say. The modern ones, it's a different world with the modern stuff. But what is also good is that with this club, because we're in the historic, but in our race there's also the classic. Yeah. So we get the up to, I forgot the year now, 96 I think it is. So you get quite a few modern BMWs, Mitsubishis and stuff, and an old Aston and an old Holden, all in there mixing it with them. When you see the pair of them going into a corner together, you think, my God, look at this. It's brilliant.
It's incredible to see the smile on your face, because it's obviously bringing back those memories, and it's the reason that you do it. The hairs on the back of your neck go up, the adrenaline's pumping, and it's a very sensory thing, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And one of my guidelines is when I go into a corner fast and I get that cold sweat on my back, I know I've done it right.
What does it mean to you, therefore, to be here this evening at the BARC Awards? You'll be going up on the stage to receive your trophy, photographs, the acknowledgement of your success this season. What does it mean to you and everybody who supported you?
It means a hell of a lot to us, not just me, my brother, my staff, everybody that's involved. It's the end of the season, and it's a hard-fought season, lots of mileage covered, lots of running repairs, shall we say, and we bring it all to this evening. And yeah, I'm very, very happy and very, very proud of what everybody's done.
Fantastic. Congratulations on a brilliant season. Well done. Enjoy the evening.
Thank you very much.
Tom, good to see you again. Last time we caught up was Brands Hatch, and just remind me what happened.
It was a long time ago, is what it was. What happened was I did a win, which was amazing. It feels like such a long time ago now, which is worrying, but nice in the sense that because it feels a long time ago, it means that the start of the season obviously isn't that far away.
Absolutely. It was an incredible end to the season. It had been a proper roller coaster and a proper touring car season, hadn't it?
It had been up and down, with sort of give and take with Ash and I. We took the lead over at about Croft time, and we were able to sort of just be fairly sensible for the second half of the season. Once we kind of got into the lead, suddenly our attention and our sort of outlook changed for the second half. So it worked really well, obviously, to win it for the second time is really, really good and a really, really special feeling. Very different feeling from the first time around, but very exciting.
Different in what way?
I think you just realise actually that you enjoy the time spent doing it. The feeling of getting there at the end of the day is still the same, but actually you can enjoy the sort of the journey that comes to trying to win the championship. The first one's very selfish. The first one you want it for you. The first one you just want to win a championship. For your second one, you can enjoy the journey of going for it a little bit more, and I think you can enjoy it with your friends. You can enjoy it with the people that you're working with.
How many times have you watched the season review video?
Quite a few times, obviously, but it's been quite a nice off-season actually. It's been fairly quiet. We've been able to sort of relax and enjoy ourselves. We've managed to get away and start working on a few new things as well. So it's been quite a nice off-season to be able to sort of win it, have the celebrations, enjoy ourselves, probably drink a bit too much, probably eat a little bit too much. And all sort of focus and attention now turns onto the new season.
What's going to change for this coming season in terms of your approach or the way the team goes about things?
I think we have to look at what we did in the 2025 season as something pretty special and try to emulate that if we can. I think we've sort of set a bit of a blueprint for what we need to do, a sort of a repetitive blueprint if you were to call it that. There's the unknown with this new Saturday race that's come in that I don't think any of us are really going to know how that's going to play out. It's obviously going to create more work for us. There's going to be an extra cost involved, but it's going to add a lot of pressure to the drivers, to the teams. We're going to have even less time, which is difficult, but that's going to add a new dynamic to the season for us. The other thing that we've got to factor in is making sure that doesn't chaos us. Our Saturday isn't the priority. We have to still look at the Sunday as the priority as well, so not be too short-sighted.
On numerous occasions last season, you said to me, particularly when you were coming down off the podium, that the car was just perfect, I think, as you used the word at one point, but you said it was just immaculate to drive. It was just the best they could put underneath you. If that's the case, are you going to make many changes?
You can't ever really stand still in this championship. That's the disappointing thing, is that as I drove the car for the final time at Brands Hatch in 2025, you always have a sort of a sad moment to think that's the last time I'll drive it like this, because it'll change so much over the next 6, 8, 12, however many weeks of development that goes on. And what you sort of discover is that after years of doing it, that if you stay still, you end up falling back. And with the might of the guys who are up against, not least with Napa, but with West Surrey, with Toyota, with PMR, with you could list every team on the grid. You can never stand still, and you can never rule anybody out, especially with a few new things coming in, including obviously Plato coming back to run a team as well.
I know you've said to me on occasions as well, it's not just about you, the driver, it's about the team, it's about your teammates, it's a proper team effort, and that's something that's ingrained in your thinking, isn't it?
You kind of learn over the years, actually, the older and uglier you get, that actually you're not the thing that makes a difference. You're the guy that sort of has the goods and the smile for the cameras and the champagne and stuff, but actually you realise that it's what goes on behind the scenes that makes the big difference. And that's, like I said to you right at the start, that's what you can enjoy. You can enjoy that side of it a lot more, having won it once, and that'll certainly be my sort of mantra moving forwards.
It was a really great season. Really good to see you take your second title, Tom. Well done here at the BARC Awards to receive your trophy for the umpteenth time. And I have to mention, it won't be seen on camera and nobody will be able to listen to this and know, but you've got some very sparkly shoes on, haven't you? Oh, look, it's going to show. Look,
Pair of them.
they are very sparkly. Where'd you get those from?
I stole them off an old lady.
Fair enough. BTCC champion steals old lady's slippers. It's a heck of a headline. Well done, Tom. Cheers.
Thanks, mate.
Ryan, really good to see you here at the BARC Awards. You've probably been invited every year for the past decade or so, and I haven't seen you very often.
Do you know what? It is like a representative of the sport. You know, we should have made more of an effort to get here, but it's always about timing, and, you know, the timing's never been right, and I thought, you know, 10 years in, 10 times champion, I think it's time we come and put some respect on BARC's name, and, you know, 10 years later, what an honour to be here.
A decade of winning. When you say it like that, that's a long time, isn't it? What does it mean to you?
You know, if you go through it, you think it feels like yesterday when I started, but you know, when it resonates in your head 10 times, it's some achievement. 10 years on the bounce with the competition and the racing in this country. So, yeah, absolutely delighted.
You set a very high standard. Your name's in the history books. I do wonder whether anybody's going to match or better your achievements.
Well, I always break it down, and I mean, look, we take it serious every year. We sit and learn data, and every day's learning in motorsport, as you know. But I always use the analogy like we're in the wild and you're the lion of the safari. But one day, this lion's going to get old and a new one will waltz in and it'll take over. And who it may be, you know, you look at the Evanses winning Division 2, you look at Bradley Smith, and we've got some amazing young talent coming through, and the sport's just going from strength to strength, and it's growing. So, look, we'll be on our toes for the 11th.
I was going to say, after 10 years, going for the 11th title, the hunger is clearly still there to win.
It's still there because I think, you know, when you win the first, the second and the third, I think the buzz is there. And I think when you go on a long, successive period like we have, I think it's not the winning that matters, it's the not losing. Because, and it's a big pressure really on us as a team, because, look, you can be nice to everybody, but you'll never please everybody. And, you know, people would like to see a new champion, you know, but whoever's going to be the new champion's going to need to earn it, because we're taking it serious and we want to set records.
Just finally, trackside, crowds getting bigger and bigger. Truck racing seems to be on the up in terms of popularity.
You know, the work that Truck Sport are doing and the work that BARC are doing and the organisation's growing. I think if you went back 7 or 8 years, I don't think people took truck racing as serious as probably what they should. Now they are, because, you know, it must be up there in the top 3 in British motorsport. The crowds are coming. And
Don't believe a word he's seen.
Stuart's here to give you a hard time.
And the crowds are growing and everybody's doing a fantastic job. And, you know, as long as we get crowds, people, I always say we're in the entertainment business, because people pay a lot of money to come and watch racing. It's not cheap, you know, and we put a show on and we try and make it better each time. It's phenomenal.
10 championships, huge congratulations, Ryan, well done.
Thank you, sir.
We are confirmed for 2026 in Division 2 again. We've got a lot of work to do still. The truck's here tonight on show in aesthetic, but it's still not quite there mechanically in terms of readiness for next season. So we're getting back to the workshop tomorrow and tear into it again. But there's changes on the cards. We've got a plan of where we want to be mechanically, and then I've just got to screw my head back on and get in the driver's seat again. It's in the spotlight outside the hall here where we're hosting the awards, and creating a lot of attention as well. People who don't know much about truck racing, it's just
stops you in your tracks when you stand next to one of these things, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, yeah. The size can be overwhelming and stuff, but I don't know, I think people see them on the roads and they're a completely different beast. So to get to talk to folks about, you know, the complexities and the engineering behind the trucks, which is really where my heart lies and always had in the engineering and development side, it's a real treat because it gets people involved who perhaps wouldn't be otherwise.
Well, Jake, huge congratulations. You're gripping your trophy tightly there, not going to let it go. Marshal of the Year. Congratulations. How are you feeling?
Yeah, quite excited, and I don't know. I can't really put it into words, really. It's a huge shock. It really is.
What made you start or want to get involved in being a marshal?
So I've always been going to like race events since a young age. So as I said on stage, that my family, I'm the third generation of the family to do marshalling. It all started with my granddad many years ago. Then went on to his three sons. They did it, and then one of my uncles, my cousins, ended up doing it. So and then obviously as soon as I turned 18, straight into the pit lane at any race event really that we all went to, sort of thing.
What makes a good marshal? I mean, obviously, whatever you do makes you a good marshal because you're Marshal of the Year, but sum that up for me.
I think it's just anyone that's committed to obviously just getting involved. Obviously, there's so many different situations that you can get involved in on any sort of race weekend that you go to. So as long as you are sort of committed and want to get involved, that's basically it.
It's always a pleasure to see the marshals working. A number of the drivers this evening have paid tribute to the Orange Army, without whom nobody can go racing. But there's also a great camaraderie, isn't there?
Yeah, it is. It's a huge family, as I think a few did say. Obviously, it is. We call it the Orange Army. It's, you know, we are one big family. We all get involved together, and you know, we all look out for each other. You know, we all always involve each other in jobs that happen.
How will your marshalling develop next year? New skills, new training?
Going to continue doing what I'm doing, so still go around with the British touring cars, join them all 10 rounds. Obviously we've got the interesting thing of an extra race that they're all going to be involved in, so it's going to be adapting to that, of having that challenge on a Saturday, of having them racing. Yeah, and obviously Goodwood Revival as well, you know, one of the best events of the year.
Nice. Congratulations, fantastic job that you do. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Stuart, good to see you here at the BARC Awards. You've been a busy man, haven't you, this year?
Yeah, it's been good. We obviously come over to BARC. We were with BRSCC, and we met up with Ben Taylor, and we had a little chat, and we made the lunge to change championships, which is not change promoters and clubs, which is not easy. But we decided to come over and be part of the truck package and that, and it's paid off. Yeah. Done really well.
TCR's grown considerably in its support, hasn't it?
Yeah. I think we've grown last year. This year's looking really good. It seems to have, you know, we've been running it since 2019, and we've had, you know, it was really small. There was hardly any cars, but it's got bigger. We peaked, then COVID happened, which hurt us a little bit. We hurt everybody, and but now we're back on the ascension again.
So it's going to be an exciting 2026. You've got a full grid.
It's still February. I'm pretty sure we're going to have 20 cars on the grid, which is good. I mean, they are touring cars, you know, they're big things. So yeah, it's looking very positive.
You've obviously worked very hard to promote the series. Trackside, the fans are there. What's been the attraction for those fans?
Well, at the end of the day, it's touring car racing. You know, TCR stands for touring car racing, and there's not enough touring car racing. I think there needs to be more. You know, it's obviously the British touring car, which is a BARC championship as well. But it's touring car racing for everyone. You know, there's a lot more people that could race a TCR car because of the cost, basically.
Absolutely. Cracking season. Congratulations to you and everybody involved with it. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Adam, good to see you. A glass of champagne in your hands. We're at the BARC Awards, and you're here because you're the TCR champion. Look at the smile on your face. It says it all, doesn't it? Was that the smile on your face when you crossed the line and knew that it was in the bag?
It was. At the end of our race, actually, was under a red flag, so I wasn't sure if it's going to be restarted or not. But once we got over the wall that we'd won the championship, yeah, it was a long time coming for us, so it was great.
You say a long time coming, a lot of effort and some disappointments, but a lot of highlights last season for you, not least of all winning the championship.
Yeah, well, I think we won 8 rounds, 7 pole positions out of 8 weekends, which is good. The 2 or 3 years before, I think we should have won the championship as well, so it was just bittersweet to kind of get it over the line. Our main sponsor, 5G Communications, bought us a new car, which obviously helped, and then to reward the new team, Caterham Motorsport, and obviously my team, Shipper Motors, for winning the championship was great.
Absolutely. Trackside, a lot of support, growing support for the TCR Championship. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, it's amazing. For me, obviously, in the UK at the moment, British touring cars is obviously the pinnacle. Next to that, I don't think there's anything else that can compete with TCR. The costs are excellent. If you look at the costs and the speed of TCR versus British touring cars, it actually makes you question where the money's spent, if you know what I mean. It's picking up, like the European grid this year is maxed out, so it's looking really good.
And in terms of the highlights throughout the season, there must have been some lowlights as well. When did you climb out of the car thinking, this isn't going right?
At Croft, I think. We went to Croft, put it on pole, won the first race. Second race, 10th to first, and had an incident that we don't think we were at fault for, and we got disqualified. So that was a real high, obviously a win, then a disqualification when we won on the road, and then to go win again at the next 4 on the bounce was great. So it's highs and lows, that is motorsport, as they say. So it's good to get out the other side.
After the time and effort that you've put in, along with the team who support you as well, what did it mean to everybody around you when you won the championship?
That was everything. Obviously, we run the car a lot ourselves alongside Caterham Motorsport. We have my dad, mechanic here, and we've all been doing it for a long while. And as I say, we should have won the championship. Last year I think we led the last 9 races in a recurring fueling problem we couldn't get to the bottom of. So to finally get it over the line was great. And then obviously on to bigger things and see what we can do.
Absolutely. In terms of those bigger things, what comes next season for you?
So we're racing TCR Europe next year, or this year should I say, for the factory Coupe routine Monreal. So having a works drive is what you'd always dream of. We've been testing with the team, we're gelling well, we're really fast, so I think we've got a good shot at maybe winning that. So go see what we can do. We've been in and out of Europe testing, and more to come.
Fantastic. A great night tonight at the BARC Awards, 200 plus people here, some great champions, you included. You're going up on stage to collect your trophy. Well, that capped it. Well, does that start the year off nicely for you, or cap last year off nicely for you? I can't work out which it is.
Both. we had our own TCR Awards night at the end of last year, so that was nice. So we start it off here, get drunk, celebrate, and then get ready for the year ahead.
Fantastic. Congratulations. Really great achievement. Well done.
Thank you. Cheers.
Claire, really good to see you here at the BARC Awards again, another year. It seems like 12 months since I spoke to you.
It has been, funny enough, yes.
Britcar, what an incredible year you've had.
Yeah, it's just been phenomenal. We made the decision to amalgamate the 2 championships together, and it was 100% the right decision. So grids were sort of late 30s all the way through, so a really good season and worthy winners who are here tonight.
Absolutely. I've spoken to them. They're very pleased with their win. Adam and Dom in the endurance. I mean, that's quite an achievement. But also interest in Britcar. You can see it through the social media. You can see it on trackside. It's generating more and more support, isn't it?
Yes, and we can probably announce that we're full this year. We've got grids of over 40 this year. So I think what we did last year worked, and our social media, I brought on a new team of people, making sure we get 2 or 3 posts a week, important information, acknowledging the people that have signed up. So yes, we're going to Spa as well, which is our first European round for a long time.
Wow.
So yes, it's been, in my 25 years of doing Britcar, this is our best season ever. Start of the season anyway.
Spa, that's fantastic, that's exciting. Are you going to get to be able to go around that immensely famous circuit?
Well, I raced there many a moon ago in my historic cars, but my customers are biting, they just cannot wait. Even Dom and Adam, they're coming back for another season. They're going, the reason we're doing it is because of Spa, so we knew doing something would entice everyone to come. So that's only a 30 car grid because we're amalgamating with the Dutch Super Cup or the Supercar Challenge, and they've got 30 cars, so it'll be a 60 car grid. It'll be a phenomenal sight seeing them all go through a Rouge. So looking forward to the season ahead.
What you've achieved has been phenomenal, but I know you'll never want to sit on your laurels, are you? You're always looking for that extra thing, hence going to Spa. How much further can you take take Britcar?
I think we'll listen to the customers. I'm not going to change the format at the moment. We have amalgamated some of the classes. So we were at 6 classes last year. We're now 3. We've opened it up slightly at the top end. So we're allowed Super Trofeos and more Cup cars. So again, we're just working out what we had this year and just working out where we're going for the future. But I think the way it's going to work this year should work, and we're going to move forward for next year and do exactly the same again.
You've still got the passion for it.
Love it. Yeah.
You can tell.
Once it's in the blood, it's there forever, I think. So no, I'm not going anywhere.
It's every time I interview you, Claire, I can tell because there's that spark in your eye which says, I love Britcar and I love what I do.
It's going to, someone said on the podium today, if they cut you in half, you've got BARC through you. I think my headstone will say Britcar. It's just something I'm very passionate about from the times I worked with James. So long may it continue.
Good for you. Fantastic achievement and great recognition for the Britcar series this evening here at the BARC Awards. It'll be another 12 months probably, and we'll chat again.
We'll see you then.
Fantastic. Thanks, Claire. You. Dom, Adam, good to see you here. A double header. I like double header interviews. They're always good because it's nice to see who goes first when I ask the first question. Have you worked that out between the two of you?
No.
Okay.
Well volunteered.
Yeah. Right, Dom, tell me why you're here this evening. What trophy are you picking up?
So we're picking up the Britcar Overall Championship winners, which was for 2025, which was obviously last season, which was amazing. Myself and Adam shared the season together in my car, and it couldn't have gone any better, really.
Absolutely. Highlights for the season, Adam?
I mean, the icing on the cake was obviously winning the championship in the last race. It was really close down to the wire, so fair play to everyone at Britcar. It was a fantastic show all season, but I think Dom's stint at Brands Hatch to sort of give us the edge, hand the car over to me in a great position was absolutely fantastic. So can never forget that moment.
Obviously a good pairing because you're the champions for the season. What are the conversations like when nobody's listening between the two of you? How critical are you of each other? Who's going?
I mean, obviously, I Adam is one of the best GT drivers on the planet. So, and Porsche specialist. So I get a lot of, I get to kind of jump into his knowledge band, shall we say? So I can kind of, use that massively. So, but really, we just have a bit of a laugh, don't we?
It's always good fun. Dom's very naturally very, very quick, so my job's quite easy. Sometimes I'm trying to find time against him. But look, the pairings work fantastic, and I think the results kind of speak for themselves. Dom's improved massively over the last year, and it's been a pleasure to work with him.
Increasing interest just finally in Britcar. You see a lot about it on social media. The championship are pushing out a lot of information about it. The fan base is growing. What is it about Britcar that's starting to really catch the imagination?
I think it's a genuine. I wouldn't say grassroots because it's. It's developed itself into a really, really, true championship now with great competitors and very professional teams. And Claire and the team at Britcar have done an amazing job. It's really, it's just a pleasure to be there. The paddock's a very friendly place, actually, generally, which is great. Everyone kind of helps each other out, and the driving standards are great. So it's just a really good, fun, competitive championship to be in, which is great.
Coming back next season, Adam?
That's the plan. Yeah, run the number one on the car and try and retain it is the goal.
There you go. We may well be stood here in 12 months' time. Enjoy the evening. Great achievement, lads. Well done.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
My name's Chris Davenport. I've won the Clive Bossom Award for marshalling for year 2025 for attendance.
Which goes with your award in 2024 and the year just before this. Just 3 years you've won it, hasn't it?
Yeah, it is, yes.
That's fantastic. How many days did you do this year?
This year apparently it was 36.
Wow. Did you lose count?
I didn't keep count. Neither did my wife. Well, let's put it this way. I think she kicked me out 36 times. So thank you to her for kicking me out.
What is it that first of all got you involved in marshalling?
I've always had a sort of a slight or vague interest in motorsport. But one day I was on the internet and a thing cropped up on the side, have you ever thought of marshalling? And I thought, give it a try. So I went along for a taste a day, and for that first 3 seconds, I was hooked.
It took that long?
It took that long, yeah. It was almost like a stutter. Yes, yeah.
And still got the same passion for it all these years later?
I think so, even more, because now I'm trying to develop younger people that are coming in, and it's taking up in the winter months. It's taking up more of my time, which is great because I was getting bored at home, and it really does beat decorating. And so from now on, for the rest of the year, I'm just going to carry on doing the normal marshalling. But that's what got me into it. Was just a little side panel on the internet. Yeah, I'd like to try it. And I must admit now, if I could bottle that enthusiasm, I'd make a fortune.
You would be able to sell it, wouldn't you? It's interesting this evening at the BARC Awards, a number of the drivers have quite rightly referenced the work of the Orange Army, the Marshals.
Yes.
Without the Marshals, there is no racing. And it's good that that's recognised, isn't it?
And as I mentioned when I received the award, I did say thank you to those people that did thank us, because we do appreciate being appreciated, if that makes sense.
I know exactly what you mean. In the times you've been marshalling, is there one particular weekend, one race, one incident that stands out?
They all meld into one. There's nothing that stands out. They're just great time, great people. It all melds into one.
Lots of friends that you've made. Must mean your Christmas card list is huge.
No, I send out emails.
Your email Christmas list is huge.
My email Christmas list is huge. Yes, yeah.
Lifelong friends, I suspect you've made.
Great colleagues, 2 or 3 very good friends, but a lot of colleagues and mates. That's one of the great things about marshalling. You make a lot of mates.
Absolutely. Now you've just got to think about next year. Will you be doing the same number of days next year, or are you intending to cut back? 2026 is what I mean, yes.
I'm not quite so sure. I'm now past 80. So my wife wants me to slow down a little bit.
There's that decorating to do, isn't there?
Go wash your mouth out.
Congratulations once again. Fantastic. As
indeed.
everybody says, we can't go racing without the Orange Army. Great work.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Dave, really good to see you here at the BARC Awards. Huge smile on your face.
Yes,
well,
absolutely.
what an incredible 2025 for you. Tell me about that season.
Well, I'm not really sure where to start, really. I I come in as a novice and somehow managed to pull off a championship win, really. A lot of background of playing with cars, doing track days, bit of autograph stuff, and somehow managed to wind up into joining the Classic Touring Car Club. My brother races, so he sort of edged me into it and bought a car, and here I am now, really, yeah.
It's the pre-03, isn't it, that you're in, which
yeah.
is good. Highly competitive, but also it's a nice paddock, isn't it? I mean, generally everybody gets on, which is quite a nice thing to see in touring cars.
It's fantastic, yes, yeah, it's great. It's a great weekend.
Highlights of the season for you? I mean, obviously being at the BARC Awards, receiving your trophy and having the limelight, but...
Yeah, I suppose just having been it's my first season, just learning how the car drives, control of it, how everybody else moves on the track, and just general car control, really. A lot of learning, and still much more to learn.
Obviously, all those track days that you did paid dividends, didn't they? I mean, coming in as a rookie, effectively, and sweeping the board in the way that you did, that's some achievement.
Yeah. I'm very surprised I'm here. I'm not sure how I got here, but something went well.
There's always that moment, usually on a race weekend, when you realise that you have won, that you are the champion. When was that moment for you, and how did it feel?
Sort of midway through the season, really. I started to look at the season. I just went in. I actually missed the first meeting, which was at Donington. So as the season went on, I joined. I went to Brands, done that in April, I sort of didn't really focus on the championship at all. But as the year went on, I kept checking the points and thinking, actually, hang on a minute, I could have something here. So I told myself I was only going to do a few meetings, and then before you know it, you've done the whole season, and here we are.
And here you are picking up the award. Fantastic achievement, Dave. Really well done. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you so much.
Well, Alex, good to see you here at the BARC Awards, and you're here because you're coming to pick up a trophy. Tell me.
Yeah, it's a mini challenge trophy. It's been a tough season at times, but we fought hard all the whole way through, and really glad to be celebrating tonight, and hopefully catching up with a few people as well.
Obviously not the first time you celebrated, because you will have celebrated when you knew you'd won. What was going through your mind when that moment arrived?
I mean, it's just 3 years of hard work, 3 years of trying to be the best. We built the car ourselves. It was our first sort of step into circuit racing, shall I say. And just everything just bit overwhelming at the moment, or at the time, shall I say. Just so happy that it all came together at the final round.
It's such a close-fought championship as well, isn't it? You've got to work every single round 100% of the time.
Yeah, I mean, our sort of game plan for the season was just, keep finishing, keep getting the points, keep being there top 5 every time. It paid off, and whilst others dropped off, we just kept plugging away, kept getting the points, and all came together.
How do you think your racecraft has developed over the season?
I think this season's probably the best it's ever been. I mean, having 2 seasons under my belt already, the experience definitely helped, still learnt a lot more since the beginning of the season. So really helps throughout the course.
Obviously, the highest high is winning the trophy, but what were the other highs from the season?
Probably racing in front of a huge crowd at Thruxton, my home track, putting on a great performance there, getting a couple of wins on circuit as well. I didn't have any in 2024, unfortunately, but to get some this season was pretty good. So.
Is it a family effort as well? You've got everybody behind you?
Yeah, yes. My dad's mechanicking, mum's supporting me, girlfriend, big help on the sides as well. So
I'm glad you didn't forget her, because she stood behind you.
No, she would have given me otherwise.
So, having had such a successful season, and congratulations on that, what about next season? Do you know what you're doing?
Keep it under wraps for now, but we're hard at work trying to get it all together. It's never easy racing, probably the most expensive hobby you can have, but we'll see what happens.
What's the ultimate ambition for you?
I'm not too sure really. I think just keeping going, keep racing, keep enjoying it. Haven't got an ultimate goal in mind, just keep enjoying it, I think, and see where it goes.
Climbing out of the car with a smile on your face, that's what's important, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all about that.
Congratulations, enjoy the evening.
No worries, cheers, thank you very much.
Well, Tom, huge congratulations. It's been an incredible night here at the BARC Awards, and you've picked up the trophy for the championship in the JCW Mini Challenge. That's been a good year for you, hasn't it?
It really has. Unexpected, to be honest. It was a championship I just dreamed to be in, to be honest, a couple of years ago when I first took the leap into circuit racing. I looked at that championship, I went to the Brands finale in 2021, the touring car finale, and watched JSWs. I thought that's cool. Okay, so now to be here and to pick up the championship trophy tonight was was awesome. Really cool.
They always have good grids in the Mini Challenge, which makes it incredibly competitive. And on some of the circuits, there ain't a lot of elbow room, is there?
No, definitely not. And that's a credit to the club. It's a credit to the championship for always making the grid so full each year. To be honest, doesn't make it any easier on us drivers. Very stressful, very competitive. All searching for the tiniest bit of time because it really makes a difference. For the most part, the racing's hard and clean, and that's what we like. So yeah, it's good.
Highlights from the season, or a particular round that stood out, or a circuit that stood out for you?
I'm going to say, so after round 1, same guy, one of the Napa drivers, won all 3 races at Donington, and we come away from there like scratching our heads a little bit, like, okay, well, we've got some work to do if we want to try and bring this championship back. And the next round was Snetterton, and race 1 at Snetterton, we come out and won that race and just showed that we were there and we were, we're going to go down without a fight. So that was quite important, just mentally, and that kind of got the season rolling from there. And it's a track that I've struggled with in the past, so to get that win over the line at Snetterton in race 1 was a nice confidence boost for the year.
What went through your mind when you realised that you had one?
I think people can see it. If you see it on YouTube and ITV, I cried, unfortunately. But it just meant so much. Again, like thinking back to when I thought this was just like a lucid dream. So it's it was very, very, very special to do it at Brands. I had my dad and all my family at that meeting as well. sometimes on some weekends their commitments clash with mine, so they're not always there. So to have them there at that last grand finale was so special.
Fantastic achievement, well done. 2026, what's in line for you?
We're coming back to try and defend it, so hopefully I'm here next year picking up the same trophy. If I'm not, it hasn't gone as well as I hoped, but we'll see.
Great achievement for this year, congratulations.
Thank you very much, cheers.
Well, Hannah, it gives me great pleasure to say congratulations, the Densley Trophy. The smile on your face, I think, says it all. Can you sum up how you're feeling?
Yeah, this was completely unexpected for me. When I got the email, I must admit I did miss the email to begin with. I thought it was a newsletter. I'm mortified because I just was completely not expecting anything. So yeah, I'm really, really happy, and it's been a lovely way to end such a brilliant season.
It has been a brilliant season. Sum it up for me. What were the highs, and were there any lows in there?
Yeah, it was a real roller coaster. Mostly good, of course. It was just so last minute how it came about. So I was on the back foot when I joined because I literally turned up on media day, having not sat in the car before. So it was very much a last minute thing with zero expectations. But then we hit budget issues during the year, which was a shame because I got off to such a good start. My confidence was high. I was leading the championship quite early on. But yeah, with budget issues, that became a bit of a low because there was points where I thought I wasn't going to be able to come back and finish the job. But we did, so it was amazing.
I'm sure you're glad you did as well. A hard-fought championship as well. Nothing comes easy, does it?
No, it was really hard fought because of the budget situation. I was on old tyres from round 2 onwards, so that added another element to the fight as well. So to have done as well as I did in the circumstances that I was in, I needed that. It was a real confidence boost, and then to receive this after it and it be recognised, it means a lot.
Absolutely, especially in front of everybody here tonight. A packed house at the BARC Awards, and the applause you got was justified as well. How have you, do you think, developed over that season? How's your approach to your racing and your racecraft changed?
I think it has changed everything for me because previously to joining Porsche last year, as I say, it was unexpected. I thought I was done. I thought I was finished. My confidence was low. I had been out of the seat for over a year and a half after a crash in the Minis. So it now has reignited the passion for racing, actually enjoying it again, being so excited to get back in the car rather than filled with nerves and dread. So the mindset has changed, the enthusiasm has returned. It really has changed everything.
So what does that mean for 2026?
Unfortunately, I'm not in a good position at the moment due to it's just the way the world is. It's, you win some, you lose some, and unfortunately a couple of sponsors have pulled out due to budget cuts, which is really unlucky, and it is now the fight to try and find some new ones so I can keep going with this Porsche journey, because I am just, as I say, I just love every second of driving that car. I want to remain in the championship and continue fighting and hopefully succeeding. If I can make it back, then I will be back. That's
good to hear. I'm sure that there are over 200 sets of fingers crossed for you to getting that sponsorship together and being back racing as soon as possible. But Hannah, many congratulations. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Ian, good to see you here at the BARC Awards. Smile on your face, and I'm not surprised either because you're going to pick up a trophy, aren't you? Tell me what it is.
Yeah, so I won pre-93s in classic touring cars, and I won classic Thunders as well, so I had a great season this year.
You did have a great season. What were the highlights of your year?
First race at Donington, I won Thunders because outright because it was dry and then it started raining, and then I just managed to pull all the cars back on slicks and won. So that was probably my favourite race of the season.
Excellent. What is it about the classic touring cars which obviously you enjoy but captures the imagination of so many people trackside?
I don't know. I mean, I started racing because my friend raced in the championship, and I've not really raced anywhere else. It's just been so friendly. Everyone's, really helpful if anything happens, and it's just nice, clean racing. We know we're not going to get to Formula One, so it's just fun club racing. Yeah. So it's just, it's good.
Any particular circuits that caught your eye this year? I mean, sometimes drivers say that there are certain circuits that suit the older cars more than others.
I like the ones I went at.
What a Good answer. Good answer. But I mean, is there anything particular? Have you got a favourite?
Donington Park's amazing. I do like Cadwell. Cadwell's just really brave and really fast if you get it right. Snetterton I always go well at. I don't really dislike any of them. The longer tracks are good. I'm not a massive fan of like Mallory or Pembrey, like the really short ones. Even Brands Hatch GP track's amazing as well. Really like GP track.
So as team efforts, have you got friends and family that help you when you're racing?
So I've got a guy that looks after my car, Carl. Carl brings my car to track and does all the grown-up stuff for me. It's been so reliable this last year. I just doing two qualifiers and 4 races every race weekend and a little testing sometimes, and my car's just been faultless. So he does all that kind of stuff for me. So I just get in and drive.
There's a team effort. Good shout out to Carl there. Well done. Just finally, the BARC Awards evening. It's always a lovely, prestigious evening. You'll be going up on stage to collect your trophy. What does that feel like?
It's just really nice. I mean, it's been a really great season. It's been tough at times, but it's just nice, nice to like have no pressure and just pick up an award at the end of it. And also it's a great. I just drive the car, but I've got Carl's done a great job. Chris has done a great job. They kind of look after the car, and it's just been, the grid's really sharp as well. So it's just been a good fun year.
Fantastic, great achievement, really good season. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you very much.
Well, James, what an incredible night it's been here at the BARC Awards. You're clutching a trophy which you're not going to let go of, are you? Tell me what that trophy's for.
So this is a Pre 66 overall championship winning award. It's funny, I was only in the spare room earlier today looking at my 2021 award, thinking, can't wait to get this home, and it'll sit quite nicely next to that one.
Absolutely marvellous. And you went up against some beasts of cars in your humble Hillman Imp.
Yeah, so the Imp is the smallest engine car on the Pre 66 grid. We're quite often getting more than 30 cars on the grid. Everything from I think we had about 8 Imps at one point, at Brands Hatch, and we're racing against everything from Minis, Ford Anglers, Cortinas, right up to the big stuff like the Ford Falcons, Ford Mustangs, and let me tell you, when they come past you on the Hanger Straight doing an extra sort of 50 miles an hour, you know about it.
You're a lot younger than me, but I remember Ford Anglers from when they first came around, and the Hillman Imps and things like. What is it about the historic cars that attracts you, a much younger person?
I was taken to school and everything in the back of a Hillman Imp. My dad drove one every day. It was his first car when he was 18, and he's had them ever since. And he used to sprint and hill climb an Imp-based car, and so it was always going to be an Imp for me. We always used to go and watch the Hillman Imps circuit race when I was a kid, so it was the natural thing for me.
Absolutely.
I think
so your previous win now has a twin to go on the shelf. What is lined up for 2026?
More of the same, I think. I was working on the car today, actually. I was doing some welding on some suspension bits, but I need to get the engine stripped down and rebuilt and be ready in time for March at Donington Park. Try and go and do it all again.
It's going to come round really quickly, isn't it? Congratulations on what you've achieved in 2025, and the very best of luck for 26.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Well, Jonathan, big smile on your face.
Well,
I'm not surprised.
Well,
at the BARC Awards, tell us what you're taking home. What trophy have you won?
I seem to remember I'm taking home Pre-83 award for a classic touring car.
You remember well. Well done.
Yeah.
So, tell me about this amazing season that you've had.
Yeah, it's just been about reliability, really, which is a change for me. I've struggled with reliability for the first 3 years. I've had a painful first 3 years, and all of a sudden you realise power's not everything, is it? You need to finish. So I did that, and what do you know? Everything changes. You start winning races, and you start winning them reliably.
Yeah,
and that was the big change, really. I started putting in, good lap times, beating lap records, and doing it over and over again, and that was the key to it really. And that's just stop chasing the horsepower. Just forget about the horsepower. Forget about pushing the boundaries. All that's all rubbish. Get a reliable car and make it reliable and tune it to your own liking and get some good reliable lap times.
And some tough competition out there.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, we all know about Steve Primmett, but if you look back this year, we've sort of top 4. We've all been breaking his lap records, which I don't think anyone's really caught on to yet. We all think we've had an easy time because Steve's not there, but I think if you look back, we've all done better than Steve's times. So all the top 4 have generally every round. So we're pushing the boundaries a little bit, and it's getting harder and harder though. So I've got some tough competition coming on next year. I've got a couple of I've got a big Rover, big Larry Rover that's just that thankfully looks after he's eating Capris rather than Datsuns, but and then we got this Lancer Turbo that has got incredible boost and a few Capris, so it's going to be tough.
Well, you've just done a fantastic selling job for the championship for next year. Well done.
Well, if you want to go and prove yourself, you need to go and do it for 83. It doesn't seem that way because we've got limited numbers, but look at Charles came out with us. Charles Rainford came out at Brands Hatch, and we give him a run for his money. So I think driving standards pretty high, and I'd like to see a load more other competitive drivers out there, and let's just see how it stands at the championship on its own.
It's going to be a tremendous 2026, but
hopefully,
for 2025, congratulations, well done.
Thank you very much.
Well, Jonathan, the Peter Collins Trophy for the most promising driver. What an amazing award you've received this evening. What's going through your mind?
It's a great privilege, to see my name on the back of here, on the same bit of metal as XF1 drivers, IndyCar drivers, well, Endurance Championship drivers, Formula E drivers. I could go on and on, but people who have gone on to achieve what everyone wants to achieve. The greatest thing in our sport is pretty special, to say the least. And just super thankful to British Automobile Racing Club for giving me the privilege, like I said, to be engraved on this bit of metal with so many other special names is very humbling.
You do join a long list of great names on there. How much extra does it mean to you, because it's a validation, a recognition of the hard work that you put in this year?
It's a huge validation, like you said. It's everyone will tell you, whether they're a driver, coach, team manager, whatever, so much work from everyone, from the marshals to the clerks to the stewards to the organisers to us, the drivers. At the end of the day, we're the lucky ones who get the limelight and get the recognition from external factors. But even then, it's very difficult to take the time out to look back on things, reflect, and be proud of what you've done, because it's such a full-on sport, and it's one of those where if you're not training to be better, then someone else you're going to be racing is. So you can't take a step back, as much as I would love to. But nights like this and seeing Jonathan Moore next to Tim Mullen, Jake Dennis, etc. is a great honour.
Fantastic, huge congratulations, really well done.
Thank you.
Well, Matt, it's lovely to see you here at the BARC Awards. Smile on your face, not surprisingly. Fantastic season for you in the Caterhams. Tell me what the highlights were.
Yeah, it's a brilliant season all round for me personally, my dad who won the championship as well, and our team. So yeah, all together it was a pretty amazing year. Lots of wins, lots of podiums. Me and my dad got a 1-2 at Owen Park as well, which was a personal highlight. So yeah, pretty amazing season all round.
How's the competition between the two of you? Because all racing drivers want to win, no matter who's in the car, either in front of them or behind them. So how does that work?
What, in general, with my dad?
In general, but no, with your dad.
Right, it's a weird dynamic. I always feel like I've got someone protecting me when he's behind, and vice versa. But in general, yeah, the competition was pretty high between me and Harry throughout the whole season. season. But Caterham racing is always competitive, so it's very close. So yeah, you never get an easy race.
Yeah, absolutely. And also the inclusion on the Toyo package and the GT package meant a lot more exposure this year as well. That must have been exciting, being on the TV.
Yeah, it's always exciting. It brings in the numbers, so it also brings the pressure as well when there's people watching. So yeah, it is always interesting, and yeah, it's good to get a crowd to watch the race as well.
What went through your mind when you realised that you had become the champion?
I was pretty speechless to begin with. Yeah, I was obviously quite proud of it. It was an amazing season from round 1 to the last round. So yeah, I was very proud, and my dad rounded off with winning his championship as well. So yeah, it was amazing.
It's always really thrilling and very close racing, which makes the whole season, the whole series, very competitive. You've got to be on your mettle all the time, haven't you?
Yeah, Caterham racing isn't so much about speed; it's about racing. So yeah, you've got to be on it at all times. So yeah, anyone will take advantage if you're not paying attention. So yeah, the concentration required to win a Caterham race is very high. But yeah, luckily we had enough throughout the year.
How do you think you've improved this season?
Controlling races better. Speed has never really been a problem, but controlling races to win, to be at the right moment at the right time, is what I've improved and helped me win this year.
And do you know what you're doing for next year yet?
Same again. Okay. So yeah, I think the Caterham package is three times on touring cars next year. Yeah. So the championship should grow, the grid should be bigger, so it should be a bigger challenge. So same again.
Is it tempting fate to look for back-to-back championships? We'll be stood here in 12 months' time, and I'll be saying congratulations again.
I think you've got to go for it again. Yeah, you've got to prove that last year wasn't a fluke, and that I can back it up. So yeah, I'll be going to win the championship again.
Fantastic. Congratulations. Enjoy the evening. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Well, Nathan, great to catch up with you at this amazing BARC Awards evening, and it's been a good year for you, hasn't it? Tell me why.
Yes, obviously it's my first ever year of car racing, coming straight from sim racing, managed to win my first series, won my first ever race. It's been really good, all I could have hoped for.
Excellent. So, coming from sim racing, that's very different to actually getting in the real thing, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think it's similar, however there's quite a big difference between doing it in your bedroom and doing it 100 miles an hour out on a racetrack.
So, talk me through your season, because there must have been some highs and the odd low here and there.
Yeah, so we had a really good start to season at Alton, my first ever car race, I managed to win that. Moved on to Thruxton, which was a good weekend, managed to get pole and win both races. And the rest of the season sort of just went with me and Adam were trading wins. I'd always get the first win, he'd get the second. I had a bit of bad luck at Anglesey with getting a black and orange, but apart from that, it's sort of how the season went.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what's the aspiration for you? What do you aspire to now? What's next?
So this year we're competing in the UK Legends Championship, really exciting championship. Hope to sort of build on my success from this year and carry that on every year, and hopefully get in a position where I'm able to make racing my living.
Right, okay. Fantastic. The Legends is a very different car as well, isn't it? They're so exciting to watch.
So yeah, I had 2 rounds this year with sort of alright success. We're moving to the water-cooled engine category, so hopefully fighting at the front. But yeah, they're so different. Going from a front-wheel drive car to a rear-wheel drive fixed axle, they're so different to drive, but so much fun.
What a great 2025 you've had. Congratulations. We'll look forward to seeing you in 2026.
Thank you.
I was saying, I think I've been second 4 years, third 3 years, something like that. And to finally do it is the monkey has gone. I can now just relax. It's like I was talking Seb's here, who pushed me all the way, and I pushed him all the way this year. I said, I haven't got excited about winning it, but I feel that a massive weight has gone. And it's like, I said to him, it's yours next year, go out and do it. So hopefully there'll be 2 or 3 of us pushing for the title next year.
Doing back-to-backs would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would. I did say to the team and everything, I said, look, if we do win, that's it. I'm happy just to not pay to go and do the testing on a Friday, not to go and do this, not to put all the hours in and everything like that. And then as soon as we won it at Oulton Park, it was like, I've got to retain it, or at least try, just to prove it wasn't a fluke. And God knows, I know people would say it isn't a fluke, and it wasn't a fluke, but it was. Yeah, we've got to go and try and do it. And also, with us changing to the BRSCC next year, rightly or wrongly, who knows? It'd be nice to go and see if we can do first championship with them as well.
It's incredible racing in the 2CVs because they're the most unlikely cars, aren't they? You would expect to see going around a racetrack, but once you've watched them, it's easy to get hooked.
It's some of the closest. I know most championships say it's, oh, we've got close racing, but we do genuinely have close racing from the start of the grid to the back of the grid, whether you're in the first group, middle group or the back group. I started at the back, and you can have a race because you're always in one of those packs. It's very rare that you get left on your own or whatever. And as I say, whether you're in the front, middle or the back, you can walk off that track and go, do you know what, that was brilliant. I was actually racing against somebody else. I might not have been racing for the win, but I was racing for a position against that person or whatever. And that is what brings people back.
Absolutely. And it's got a nice ring to it, hasn't it? 2CV champion Nick Crispin.
It does, and there's been lots of people congratulating me. I mean, I'm very honoured to have Pete Sparrow here with me, who's done it 9 years, I think, something like that. And I owe an awful lot of this to him. He drove my car back in 2015, I think, when I couldn't even get it into the top 10. He just jumped in my car, put it on pole, won the race. And he says, it's not as I would have a car, but fundamentally, there's not a lot wrong with it. And I took that away, and since then, I've sort of begun to realise that I can do it. And then when you get that first win, it's like anything, you want another one. But it's just the self-belief that it gives you and everything like that.
Which is why we'll see you back next year. Congratulations for this year. Look forward to seeing you next year.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, cheers.
Paul, the end of an amazing BARC Awards here at the Belfry. You're clutching a trophy. Tell me what it is.
I am. So it's the Caterham Graduate Signal 150, which is a 310R Championship trophy.
Tell me about your season.
Really good season. So I obviously won this championship. There's also another championship that I won this year as well, the 7 Racing Series 310R Championship. So 2 championships. I won 2 championships last year, the Road Sport and Caterham Graduates 270. So no, it's been another bumpy year for me.
Yeah, absolutely. What made this year so special? What changed? Did your racecraft change? Did your approach change? What?
So I stepped up. So last year was 270 in Road Sport. This year was 310. I had 2 cars doing 310 in both championships. Faster car, different car, and what made it different? I had ongoing coaching from Darren Burke, which helped get me used to a 310 car, and I managed to win 2 championships out of it.
Tough championship as well. Lots of good drivers in there, lots of close racing. Where was the point when you thought, I might have this in the bag here?
It was at Anglesey with the Caterham Graduates. Annoyingly, I was disqualified in race 1 for a faulty rain light, but I went on to win race 2 and race 3. So I actually won race 1 but got disqualified. It was that weekend that I won all 3 races, to be fair. But I was like, actually, this is achievable. And I had to go to Snetterton the next round for the season finale, and I had to finish in a certain place compared to my rival to win the title.
Which you did, obviously, and picked up the title. What was going through your mind when you knew that you'd got your hands on the trophy?
It was just same as last year, to be fair. It doesn't get boring. It's really nice to see something that you've worked hard for in the pre-season. There's a lot of pre-season testing that I do that goes towards this. And there's a lot of work throughout the season that goes towards this. So the moment you clinch the title, I can't describe it really. It's just a lot of emotion that goes through your mind that actually I've worked really hard for this. This doesn't come easy for me. I'm not a natural driver. There's a lot of time, effort, practice that goes into this to get me where I am.
Well, all that hard work paid off. Congratulations on that. Just finally, 2026, what does that hold for you?
So at the minute, I've won the Caterham Graduates 310 title. I've won the 7 Racing Series 310 title. I'm coming back for the official Caterham 310 title, and hopefully try to be the first person who's won what I'm calling the Triple Crown 310 title.
And why not? Good luck with that, and congratulations on 2025.
Thank you very much.
Tim, good to see you here at the BARC Awards. It's a nice evening, this, isn't it? Not least of all because you're coming to pick up a trophy, but it's always a good event.
It is a very good event, yeah. We were lucky enough to be here last year, and it is a really good event to see everybody that you see around the paddock all year, and everyone's, excellent.
Remind everybody what it is you're coming to pick up.
I'm coming to pick up the trophy for the Blue Oval Saloon Series champion. I won my class D, and also the championship in my little yellow and green Ford Fiesta.
That's not a bad haul, that, for a season, is it?
No, it's been brilliant. We DNF'd the first race, DNF'd the last race, in between, class wins, back to back. So, yeah, it's a fantastic way to race. Yeah.
It's competitive racing, but it's a nice paddock as well, isn't it, which is really important.
It is lovely, yeah. I mean, my son now races in the championship. Even the all-comers at Brands at the end of the year, I wasn't racing, so we go along and support Todd and push him along, and we see other people. It's great. So even when we're not racing, we're still there supporting everybody that is. So yes,
always a focus on new machinery and gadgetry and at the top end of a sport. So when you get to the older cars going round, it's nice to see. What's the attraction for the people trackside of seeing those older vehicles?
I think they love it because they can relate to it. And we all, being of a certain era, we all learnt on the older cars with the H-pattern gearbox, and it's great to just see them going around and competing, and I think that's what people love, isn't it? It's a bit kind of...
It's your boyhood dream, isn't it?
Exactly that, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Excellent. Do you know what you're doing next season?
I don't at the moment. I'm not racing because my daughter is testing GB4 and she's racing in go-karts. So last year we had 34 weekends away. This year's looking similar with midweek testing for GB4. So it's kind of like, I think, time for Dad to hang up his hat gracefully.
Time to turn into one of those parents who sits white-knuckled at trackside, it sounds like.
Yeah, we're there, yeah.
Fantastic season, really well done. Enjoy the evening.
Thank you very much.
Will, good to see you here at the BARC Awards evening. Smile on your face, quite rightly too, because you have won in the Caterham Road Sport. I mean, a great achievement from you. You must be pleased with that.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that. I was pretty confident going in that I could be near the front, so it was definitely a big relief when I won. I was really happy.
What was the highlight of the season for you?
Davenport. My brother and I took first and second position on that track, and I just loved that track. It was great, and getting a 1-2 there was really good.
Snetterton was also quite an interesting one between the two of you, wasn't it? There was a cigarette paper between the two of you.
It was very close to Snetterton. Snetterton was a good one, but no, I think Zandvoort topped it. Just being in Holland, being abroad, it was just a bit better.
What is it about the Caterham particularly, and the Caterham racing, which is always so close and so competitive, that puts that spark in your eye?
I think it's just how strong the slipstream is. It just makes for constant close racing, which is good to watch and good to race, really.
So you've got your brother in the championship, and is it a family affair that the rest of the family come along and support?
Yeah, usually, yeah. Family and some friends sometimes, yeah. They come to most rounds.
So what about next season? Do you know what you're doing yet?
Yeah, I'm doing the Caterham 310R Championship.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, skipping 270 and going straight up.
That's a big challenge.
Yeah, it should be. Should be good. I'm excited.
An ultimate aspiration, is there anything further over the horizon which you're aiming for? Is this the stepping stone to something else?
I don't know. It's a tough question. I'd like to, but, it's it's an expensive hobby. So if I could get the money, maybe, but we'll see.
Two of you in the same family racing as well. So that's double
Three,
bubble.
actually.
Three is that right? Okay.
Yeah, my dad races as well.
Okay.
All three of us.
I dread to think what the bank balance is like funding three lots of racing.
It's rough. It's definitely rough. Especially when we crash into each other, then it's double the damage.
Who pays for the supper on the way home after those race weekends? What does it mean, therefore, to you, Will, to be at this awards evening, to go up on stage later on and collect your trophy? What does it mean to you and to the family?
No, it's great. I mean, my parents are very proud. I think they wish they could be here, but they sadly do something else. But no, it means a lot. I'm really happy I've won.
Fantastic. Really great season. Really well done. Congratulations. Well, Simon, for the second time this evening, I have to say congratulations. The President's Cup, which I don't think they're going to have to prize that out of your hands, aren't they?
Yes, they are. This was a total surprise to me. Absolutely fantastic. I had a great season last year, and it was very successful. But this was a very pleasant surprise, and really made up to win this. So I've been told it's quite a valuable trophy. This, so I've got to give it back.
It is. Maybe you shouldn't put it down anywhere whilst you're having a celebratory drink. It recognises the achievement throughout the season, which puts an extra little bit of cream on what you've achieved from when we spoke earlier. There's an even bigger grin on your face now, and I guess an even a heightened level of satisfaction from what you've achieved this year.
Absolutely. It was a good season, and just managed to keep winning. And it was sort of sometimes there was a little bit of luck involved, but you've got to be there to take advantage of that. And it's very nice to be holding this.
It's been a good evening for you here, hasn't it?
It has. Yeah, I've had a very good evening. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it.
And a lot to look forward to for 2026.
Yes, yeah. Whether I can sort of manage to, sort of keep up what I've managed in 2025, we'll find out. But I'll certainly give it a go.
Well, you've certainly put a great line in the sand for yourself and your expectations. So really well done.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.